I'm a good neighbor, right? I try to live.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm sorry. I just, that's it. I was very scared about coming, because if this, I'm not really sure, I don't wanna leave my house looking the way it does. I don't have a heater, because I can't rip up the concrete, and in that back room, I installed gas. I paid $13,000 for a new heater a couple years ago. I can't install it. I had to shut all my water off and everything the last 2 years, the first time ever. I don't have hot water. You know, I have to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Thank you.
Yeah, because that's my heater room too, so, alright, sorry.
Indulge me for a second. Jim, can you come up and speak to the condition best you can recollect, or the construction method best you can recollect of the deck and the quote-unquote wall?
The old, talking about the old deck that's now gone.
The stuff that's gone down. Not the wall in the house that was removed, the old wall at the rear property line holding up the deck.
The old wall at the rear property line holding up the deck was constructed of 2x4 untreated timbers with a sheet of plywood somehow attached to the southerly face of that old wall. The wall and the structure of 2x4s were significantly rotted. As you can see, I don't have a photograph from before, but when you looked at this deck from Asbury Avenue towards the beach, the southeasterly corner of the deck had dropped probably close to a foot due to rot. So it was imperative to remove that.
Is
the deck
sorry
joist-
to cut you off. Were there posts in the wall, or was it just a wall in lieu of posts?
Are you talking about
The
above
support-
the deck as the southerly
The
side?
support for the deck, was it just a
I
2x4
believe,
framed wall, or were there 4x4s in corners? How do you expect the deck to
are
have?
you talking about the southerly wall?
Was there a post in there, was there a post in there, I could see it sagging in a mess.
I think they were a series of 2x4s, but I'm not positive.
I got a question, Mike.
But I know whatever was there was rotted. The thing's ready to come down.
Yeah, I see.
Is there any chance that we could give a permission to fix the wall and then come back in for the plans again? Because that's what the problem was with the last time, was it was just such
She
so many
has
variances.
a variance.
Yeah, they got.
I mean, Christ.
They have the variances, and I honestly don't know the ultimate solution, know if you deny it. Because the old wall was taken away from them, it's
The
carted.
fact that it's not there makes it non-conforming. If the mouthy guy had just shut up and put the wall back, we probably wouldn't be here in this mess.
This is similar, here to answer your question, this is a similar issue that is quite often where you have something that you think you're gonna be able to rehab, and then you get into it and you can't rehab
Well,
it.
yeah, it also has to go with the plans from Jump Street.
Yes,
That's one issue.
yeah.
But now we're 3 years after the fact, it passed 4-3. We have people on this board who voted no.
Yes,
And now we're gonna say that, okay, yes, the project's under construction, and now it's, you know, the game's already started, it's moving forward, and
The game
really
has
put-
already started, with all due respect.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so, so it's almost like, you know, what do we do? Why does it come to us? I
Just
don't-
tearing down the deck and all that, it looks so much better right now. I agree with her, that's a huge improvement. Is there any chance we can let her build this wall and then come back and say, I know she got to agree to that, but I know she had the variance, but, I mean, we're not gonna, I mean, is there any chance that we could say, hey, we want to agree with these plans in the first place? Is there any chance we could let her fix this wall?
With all due respect, we have an approval for that deck and garage. That's not going away. What's going away, unfortunately, is a wall because the contractor couldn't shut his mouth, didn't do what he was told, and now the owners unfortunately compromised because the guy didn't listen to the damn word that was told to him, and then spoke inappropriately to a city official, which he shouldn't have done. She's put her life on hold to deal with this wall. And I think with all due respect, you should deal with the garage and the deck separately from this issue, because those approvals already exist. The question is my client going to be forced to not rebuild a wall that should be there from Jump Street because the contractor didn't do the right thing and that she had no control over it? I'm in the hospital with open heart surgery, and I think he lied to me. I don't know that he lied to me, but
Well,
I
I
don't
remember
know.
last time you did have Avery was here, if I remember right, Avery was not here.
That's
And it was like
correct.
11 variances, and I remember thinking in my head, like, they're asking for so much. It was way too much and I said, no, I'm trying to give you an out and say, let's let me build this wall and then change the rest of that, go back on some of these variances that I disagree with in the first place. I'm trying to give you, that's what I'm trying to do. And I think it's great that you got Avery here tonight, because I don't think that all those 11 variances would have been put up on the table last time.
Jim? Is your contractor a local contractor, or is he from out of town?
Just from out of town.
Can we make an approval contingent on him getting fired?
Wait, the question is that he had nothing to, when you say fired, have nothing to do with the rest of the project? You certainly can.
I think
No, honestly, you could.
I think to Ryan's point is, Ryan probably is looking for some safeguard that this isn't gonna be an every 3-year thing where we're coming back with something else that shouldn't have been done. I mean, I am loath that this is back here. I don't think it should have been approved, I've already said that, I say it every time. I feel like I'm in a bad spot, I don't ever like to reverse a decision I've made. And I sure as hell, if this goes through again, don't wanna see this come back for some other thing. Because it's bad enough you're getting a second bite.
Mr. Buck, I've been here in front of this zoning board for 25 years. I've never come to the zoning board with an application like this. That a contractor didn't listen to me and compromise the project. That's what happened on this. I don't bring applications where contractors run willy-nilly. Fact of the matter is, this guy was an out-of-town contractor, he didn't listen to what he was told, and I don't have control over that, particularly when I'm lying in a hospital bed. My owner's up in Pennsylvania, she doesn't know whether he's tearing the wall down or not. I told him to leave it up, but when he comes in and then speaks to Ms. Felker the way he did, surely it's inappropriate. And maybe we would have gotten a zoning permit to reconstruct a foundation below that wall. Because you can't see it.
I want to add on to what you're saying and address Mr. Geary too, because there's a right way and a wrong way of doing these things. Okay, and this is the epitome of the wrong way of doing it. And there was,
From the contractor.
from the contractor standpoint, there was a situation where the zoning board granted variance relief to a project on 8th Street about 5 years ago. Renovation, contractor got into it and saw that he couldn't salvage what he thought he could salvage. Contacted me, I said, you contact Ken Jones, at that time Ken Jones, zoning officer, construction official, and you go over there and you meet with those guys and you show them exactly what's going on there and come up with a plan. Here's the approved variance plan. I don't want you to take another 2x4 out of there, anything, a nail. And he did it, went over there, and they worked through these issues. And the issues worked through without having come back to the zoning board on executive committee or full board. But that's the proper way of doing it. Obviously, this was done improperly, and now we're caught in the middle. When I say we're, us and you guys are all caught in the middle of this. And that's really what it comes down to. Now, I don't know what the solution is.
No board, particularly this board, but no board wants to reward applicants by giving them things